In this video I'm going to show you how to create the basic Hello World exercise for Fieldscapes using the Fieldscapes Virtual Field Trips editor. It will give you a good idea of the key principles behind how the Fieldscapes editor works, and in future videos we'll introduce more of the editor's features. First of all, I start by choosing a location for my lesson, and here I'm going to choose Carding Mill and click on the Create Lesson button. I then need to give the lesson a name, so we'll call this Hello World. And then it just loads up the location files. If I've used them previously, they're already cached on my machine, and click on Continue. So here I've got my avatar in Carding Mill. I can move around the space as normal. Three main windows. I've got some key information here, the ability to save the lesson, also to clone it. I've got an actions panel here that lets me control what's on the user interface for the student, and also some of the advanced features of the exercise. But then the most important one is this one here, which shows me the inventories that I've currently got to work with. Initially you'll probably be limited to 3 inventories, and I can choose between the different inventories here. And within the inventory I've got a number of props, and this is just a set of test objects here. So to create an exercise, all I do is I choose one of these props, click on it, and it appears in World. I can then click and hold with the left hand mouse button so as to move it around in the environment. I can also move my avatar at the same time, so I can walk the prop into a particular location. If I hold Control and then move the mouse, I can actually move the prop up and down as well. If I just choose another prop here, if I hold Alt and move the mouse, I can actually rotate it as well. So I just delete this one, since I'm not going to need it. So to define interactions, all I do is double click on the prop. And very much how Fieldscapes has worked is all about the interactions that a student can have with a prop. And generally there are just 3 basic interactions. They can either touch or click on the prop, they can collide with it, or the prop can detect their approach. We're keeping this very basic, so we're just going to have touch behavior. So I click there to activate that at the start, so I can have props which aren't active at the beginning of an exercise but just become active during the course of the exercise. And then when the student clicks on the prop, what I then want to do is define a number of actions that are going to happen as a result. I just click on Add Action. I've got some conditional rules here that I can apply to variables. We're not going to worry about that for the moment. But I choose the sort of target for this particular action. This can be anything within the exercise itself, any other props or part of the user interface. So in this case we're going to choose the user interface. And for the user interface itself, I've got a variety of different elements of that I can change. All we want here is to have a simple pop-up panel appear, and just to find I want it to just display that panel, and then I click on the pop-up editor. And so I now define what it was that I want to appear on the screen. So hello world, and greetings from Fieldscapes. You see optionally here we can put in an icon on the panel, or we can put a piece of media. That could be an image, or it could be a piece of video, and define what the text is on the button. Click on preview so I can see what that will look like in World, and save that, and save the action, and save and close. So that's my basic Hello World. All I need to do now is to actually test it. So click on Test, and the exercise is compiled, and now I'm running the exercise. So we see the student UI has appeared at the top here. I can move around, and in this particular case I just walk up to the prop and click on it, and there's my Hello World message. So I can end that particular trip. I can then continue to refine and improve on the lesson, and then once I'm completely happy with it, I can just click on Save to save it. So I hope this has given you a good introduction to how the Fieldscapes editor works. The lessons it creates will be playable using the Fieldscapes client on PC and Mac devices, Android and iOS smartphones and tablets, and optionally with Google Cardboard or Oculus Rift virtual reality headsets. Be sure to subscribe so as to catch further Fieldscapes videos over the coming weeks, and to find out more about the Fieldscapes project, just follow these links.